Tanya, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with another speed build, and we are building a sort of spacious family home. Although it only has 3 bedrooms, all of the rooms in this house are very big, and it actually features a 2-story living space, which I thought was really fun. And this is actually the first build I've ever done where I planned out the floor plan as I was building. As you can see here, I'm kind of plotting out rooms and figuring out the exterior at the same time, which is something I've never done before. I've talked about doing it before, but I've never done it. So I thought it would be a fun thing to go ahead and do. And I'm pretty happy with what the result of this was, because I tend to plan out the outside of a house first and then just kind of make a floor plan work within it. So this was different, and I really wanted a grand house where you could be upstairs on the balcony looking into the 2-story living room, and so that's what I did today. And I placed it on so many different lots. I kept switching it because I kind of wanted it to be in Windenburg, but I originally placed it, I think, I don't remember where I originally placed it. I think it was Windenburg. And I moved it to this lot in Windenburg, and eventually it ends up in Brindleton Bay because I needed it to be a slightly bigger lot. I don't recall what lot size I end up putting it on, but I felt like this one was too small for it, and a 64 by 64 was too big. So I'm not sure what lot size it's on. I want to say it's like a 40 by 40. I'm not positive. I will have to check that out. But this should be on the gallery when I post this, hopefully. If it's not, yell at me and I will put it up. I'm really bad at doing that sometimes. But this one was really fun to make. And like I said, just because of the different way I was building. I was doing it by the rooms. And I kind of want to do that again sometime because I thought it would be really fun. And I didn't do it yet, but the living room has like a second 2 stories on the interior. But on the exterior, it looks like it's 3 stories because I added a decorative 3rd floor just in that area. It's not functional anywhere in the home, but I thought it looked nice from the exterior. So we're just kind of figuring out the shape here still. And considering I was mostly focusing on the rooms, I'm really happy with what the shape of this house came out with. Because typically I would be like, oh, what should I make the house look like? Not what should the interior look like at this point. But I had planned out where all of the rooms were and made a floor plan already. And I was just trying to make the outside work. And I'm really happy with it. So, yay. Also, fun story. I posted on my Twitter a couple of days ago a picture because I got a game over. If you didn't know, in The Sims you can get game over if you're playing and all of the Sims on your lot die. And you're asked to like either grab a sim from the gallery or make another sim, go to a town screen, or you can just exit out of the game. And I was playing in this house because I needed to take screenshots, so I had moved a random sim in. Oh my goodness, what? My cat is knocking things over. But I was taking screenshots, so I had moved somebody in. And when I went to go take the screenshots, it was raining in game. So I was like, okay, let's get the weather controller and have her change up the weather. And she got electrocuted and died. And I was just like, why is it every single time I need to take screenshots, it's raining and I need to use the weather controller? And the amount of times my Sims get electrocuted is ridiculous. And I just wish there was an easier way to go ahead and change the weather in build mode. That would be so convenient. There's so many people that just build, they don't even play the game. And I think we need that for screenshot purposes. It would just be so helpful. Also, like, so you don't have to go into game and change the season to whatever season you want to take pictures in. If there was just a button you could click that changes it to winter or summer or makes it to stop raining. Because trust me, I have had enough rain. It has been raining here for like 2 weeks. And I just drove home. I'm doing this voiceover the second I get home. And it was downpouring. Like, I was hydroplaning all over the highway. It was awful. It was terrifying. I ended up going so slow because there was no way to avoid it. And like, I hate when trucks pass me on the highway when it is raining, because then you just instantly have all of the water from their truck on your car and you can't see anything. And it's just a horrible, messy time. So yeah, I would like to change, long story short, I would like to change the weather and the season in build and buy mode. I don't know if that's something difficult to do or something that would be an easy thing to do because we already have like all the weather and you can use cheats to change stuff. So I feel like there could be a way to implement that into our UI, but I really don't know. But I would like that. Let me know if you guys would like that too. Anyway, we have kind of simple landscaping here. I really want to improve my landscaping so much, but this is where we're at right now. I really want to like do a build sometime soon that is super focused on landscaping to try and improve it. And I thought this build was going to be, but I feel like I didn't put as much focus on it as I had intended to. But I still think it looks nice. I want to do another build sometime soon that is like very prominently focused on landscaping. Like maybe a super expensive house. Maybe I'll do like a 64 by 64 like mansion that has like very lush fancy gardens or something. That could be kind of nice to try and figure out a way to do some cool landscaping. Also, I cut out the footage. I changed the color. Well, I cut out some of it. I changed the colors of the outside of this house so many times, and I went back and forth between red bricks and white bricks, and I just couldn't make up my mind, and so I changed it a lot. I don't know why. I really wanted this house to be a dark brown with like white accents, and I also used this really thick, cartoonish, what's it called? Roof trim. I've never used that thickness before because I always thought it looked a little obnoxious, but I feel like it doesn't look too bad on a big build like this. It just makes it pop. And so it was something I tried. Let me know what you guys think about that because I've never used it before because I always felt like it was just a little bit too in your face, a little too cartoony. But I thought I'd give it a go for once because this build was all about trying new things, mostly just the way I was building it by room. But you know, I've been having fun experimenting. As a lot of you guys know, I've been mentioning it in most of my videos that like I'm trying to use things I haven't used before, styles I don't typically do or have never done, different landscaping plants I'm trying. And so it was definitely kind of cool to try some new things in this build. I'm using the same stuff I always put in gardens though, and we end up having like a little fire pit over here. I'm not happy with how I did the terrain paint though. Like I feel like I need to learn better landscaping ideas. I don't know. I feel like it looks okay, and then I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how to get better because I see so many people that are such amazing landscapers. I'm gonna shout out someone right now who I absolutely adore. If you guys have not seen Sim Kim, you should definitely check her out. She has amazing builds. She's amazing at landscaping and I'm super jealous, but she's so sweet and she just reached 10,000 subscribers and she deserves every single one of them. She is the sweetest person ever and a very talented builder, so you guys should definitely check her out. But I need to know your skills. Like, teach me your landscaping ways. That would be amazing. Because I've been trying. I've been, like, just practicing on my own, looking at real pictures, looking at inspiration from simmers that I think do good at landscaping, but mostly just, like, real-life pictures and experimenting on my own. That's kind of my favorite thing to do is just kind of fiddle around until I figure out something. And I think I've improved over the years, but I definitely want to get better. I feel like landscaping is something I just struggle with a little bit. And floor plans and landscaping. I don't know. Although the floor plan I feel like it flew away. It flows pretty well in this house because I planned it out. I was building the house, like I said, so that was kind of nice. And I do think I want to do more of that. I also really want to build some more apartments, and I don't know. I have so many things on my build list and my decorate list, because I guess apartments are more like renovations or decorating. But there's not enough time in the day, and there's not enough days in the week, because I only upload Monday through Friday right now. I don't have enough time to put together 7 videos a week like I did last year. But I have more ideas than that usually. There's so many more things I want to do, and so I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in. There's so many things I want to do, and I still have from that vote that I had taken last week of different types of builds. You guys will have seen the Cape Cod house yesterday, but other than that, I still have to do a modern home at some point because that was on the vote and that got second place. But I feel like I'm so bad at modern homes, so I don't know when that's going to happen. And I've been really into more like suburban or like traditional or like this kind of home and like variations on it. Because I feel like modern is just such a drastically different style. Like I feel like Cape Cod and Victorian, just suburban homes like all have something in common, whereas modern houses are just like completely different category. And I struggle with them. And I don't know. I want to do more, but I feel like they always come out kind of funky because I'm not very good at that style. However, if you want to see someone who is good at that style, oh my god, the Sim Supply. Like, what? Also, Deligracy is pretty good at modern builds, although I can't even think of a modern build she's done recently. I remember she used to do, both of them used to do a lot of modern builds in The Sims 3. And I feel like I was better at modern builds in The Sims 3. That might just be because of constrained floor elevation, but I struggle with it in The Sims 4 so much. But I will do that at some point in time. I'm just kind of doing builds as I find inspiration for them, and doing like videos as I find inspiration. When I want to do something is when I do it. So like, even though I have like a crazy list of ideas, if I'm not passionate about something in that moment, I haven't done it. Like, I have a couple of really weird video ideas that aren't builds, and a couple of really weird video ideas that are builds that I've had for over a year. And I think they're awesome, and I'm excited to do them. I just haven't had that, like, I need to do this now. I have the perfect idea right now. I feel inspired to do that right now moment, so I haven't done it. Anyway, we're in the dining room. It's really big. I had trouble filling out the space, and we started with all kinds of white furniture in here, but I end up changing it for darker woods to match the flooring, and I think it comes out better with the darker colors, but I mess around with some white furniture for a long time to kind of match the baseboard on the wall. So we're doing that for a bit, and I should be changing it over shortly to the darker colors. And I don't know, I thought it came out all right. It's probably my least favorite room in the house, but like, I don't dislike it. I just like the other rooms a lot better, and we all know how much I love building kitchens, and doing a 2-story living room was so much fun. So this room, just in comparison, I feel like didn't live up to the rest of the house, but I think it's kind of nice. And of course, if you don't like it, you can change it if you download this house. And if you'd like to download it, you can download it by going on to the Sims 4 gallery and searching Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi. That information will also be in the description down below, as it is in every single build video I put out. And yeah, we're just adding a couple more things in here. And I'm hoping, I know there was an interruption a couple moments ago, but I'm hoping there's not too much noise from my rabbit. Conveniently enough, as soon as I said that, she started making a lot of noise. And fun fact, it's been 20 minutes since I said those last couple things, because she's just been like throwing stuff, because she likes to do that, because she's like, ooh, if I interrupt when mommy's busy, she'll come pay attention to me. And I spend so much time with her. She's just a very needy little girl, and I love her so much. So probably after this voiceover, I'm gonna go spoil her, because she's my baby. Oh, I hear noise again. I think she's about to have another temper tantrum. I just wanted to get this voiceover through, but that's okay. Anyway, we're pretty much done with the dining room now, and I actually kept the bathrooms in this build because I don't do that too often. And there's 2, and they're not like tiny, exactly the same bathrooms. They're slightly different, and they're big, and I never make big bathrooms, so I thought it would be nice to include it. I also think both of these have a shower and a tub separately, which is something I don't typically do. I either do a shower tub combo or just a shower. So it was kind of different to include both of those, but I thought we had space for it, and I really liked the idea of an expensive house having a nice bathtub in front of like a giant window, which, I don't know. I feel like that sounds like an invasion of privacy, but I also see it a lot in like nicer homes, and it looks really pretty. So I kind of liked the idea of including that in front of these really big, beautiful windows that I never get the chance to use. And it's been a while again since I took a break. Oh my gosh. Like, this happens so often, I feel like I don't even need to address it. But yeah, Wednesday started making noise again, so I decided to wait for her to stop. So I watched Jenna Marble's new video, which was my boyfriend teaches me how to jujitsu, I believe. Which, I know what that is, I just don't know if that's what. Yeah, teaches me jujitsu 3. I actually came from a family that did a lot of martial arts and such. So I almost said my grandma. My mom was like a 3rd-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, and me and my sister both did taekwondo, and my dad did Krav Maga. So I always am very interested when I see videos about those subjects, even though I don't do those things anymore. Like, I grew up with so much martial arts and like that kind of thing that I always thought it was really interesting. But anyway, we're in the grand living room now, and I think it's really pretty. And I don't know, I used these couches that are like a mixture of metal and fabric, I guess. And the style I was going for throughout this house was like lots of expensive, maybe older pieces that had like kind of more modern, expensive furniture. Like, it's kind of a mixture of styles. So I don't know, because we have like the fancy paintings with like the more classical frames and stuff on them that you see me hanging around the place. But we have like much newer furniture. Those couches are not old. Those tables are not old. Neither are the lamps. I just decorated with some of the more expensive paintings that I thought were fancier. And we have a nice grand piano over here, which I thought was nice, and a place to sit and watch people perform on said piano. I thought this was a really big living room, and like usual, I have trouble figuring out how to fill up the space. But I thought it made sense to have a nice little seating area around the piano so people can hang out there while people are playing. We also made sure to have nice bookcases down here below the little balcony overlook that's in the upstairs hallway. So when you go up the main staircase, you can look over into this room, which I think is really cool. I've also seen that in a lot of nice houses, especially in TV shows when like people are in the living room and there's like a balcony like that, and like you can talk to the people upstairs and be like, what did you want me to get from upstairs or whatever. And I thought it was a nice touch and kind of cool when you're upstairs that you can view downstairs at the same time. I never do 2-story things. I've done like some split level stuff before, but I don't even do that very often because it's kind of doesn't look as good in The Sims 4 as it did in The Sims 3. But I do want to experiment more with that. Like I said, been doing lots of experimentation with builds lately, so I definitely want to do more. And yeah, so adding some more bookcases over here. I think we add another chair over there as well. Just kind of filling up the place with lots of seating. I feel like this would be a very good house to entertain in. And so that's kind of what this room ends up being. We also add some lamps on these end tables from Vintage Glamour. I believe that's the pack I got them from. Yes, I love this lamp. It is so pretty. I actually really love Vintage Glamour, and I feel like I talked about this in one of the other speed builds this week, but Vintage Glamour is one of my favorite stuff packs that we have in The Sims 4, so totally recommend it. And now we're just doing the hallways. I kept pretty much everything in. I just told you what I did cut out, which was a little bit of the landscaping and like the hour it took me to decide on the colors outside. And the floor plan was mostly left in because I did it while I built the house this time. So that's the first time in a long time that the floor plan's been in a build. And I did cut out a decent amount of footage somehow though, like when I would take too long to choose things, and I was actually able to cut this down from like 32 minutes to 25-ish or 23-ish, I think is how long the voiceover aspect of this video is. So I was really proud about that. Cutting it down. But this is the back hallway. We end up adding I think it's a hamster cage. I couldn't remember which critter it was, a hamster cage. And some kitty litters. There's some extra bowls back here. I also have some bowls in the kitchen. We have a dog bed somewhere in the house, and I think that's it. I don't think I put a cat tree or like smaller beds anywhere, but those are things you can definitely add. And I don't think everybody that has a cat tree. I have a cat. He doesn't have a cat tree. So I thought that was fine that it didn't have it, even though it is a really nice big home. I also thought like a cat tree looked kind of junky, not as nice. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is in this house, so I didn't end up adding that. But we're in the upstairs hallway now, where you could see that you can look out into that living room. And we're just adding some decorations, some chairs and end tables and plants and all the normal hallway type stuff up here. Keep it pretty simple, just adding a couple paintings here and there and some seating. And then we'll be going into the bedrooms. So this is the master bedroom. It ends up being very neutral, like beigey colors, which is kind of my go-to for master bedrooms. And I tried to make the furniture, at least in this room, be kind of nicer. Like I wanted it to have like a really tall frame. So we ended up using, I believe, this base game bed and just having some colors that are pretty neutral in here. And I really like it. Very simple. I didn't want to go too over the top with this bedroom, and although I did go kind of over the top with the other two bedrooms here, because I kind of built this house imagining that there were parents and 3 kids, and there's only 3 bedrooms, so the kids share a room. And because of that, I kind of made it into like bunk beds so that it would be like room saving. So they had more space for other stuff in the room. They didn't feel like they had a tiny room because there was 2 beds, and they should be functional. It's just your Sims will like float up or like spawn up and be floating in midair to get into the bed. I hope we do get actual functional like EA Maxis supported content that is bunk beds at some point in time. I don't know what we would get that with though, because, well, I guess maybe like with a university pack we could get that, because I feel like the pack that I would have thought we would get that with would have been Parenthood, but I guess university makes sense too. But we usually get like Murphy beds with that, but I'd be fine with both. I would actually love to have Murphy beds in the game. That would be so nice for apartments. So nice. But anyway, this is one of the bedrooms. It's like more of a teen room. I feel like I always do a purple teen room and a blue twins room. I don't know why. I need to step away from it. But for today, I did it. But I also feel like I put a lot of details into my rooms, and they're slightly different, so we'll see. Let me know what you guys think, or if you have any types of rooms you'd like to see. Ooh, that'd be cool if you're like, oh, I want to see like this theme type of room. Maybe in one of my future builds, I'll keep those rooms in suggestions so that like I can decorate some of the kids' rooms in those themes so that they're different. So if you have any rooms in mind you think would look nice in literally any build, let me know and I will make a list of those so that I can try and incorporate some different ideas into some of the rooms so they're not always the same 2 rooms that I feel like I always create. But anyway, that is this room. I add a little fish bowl over there and a little freezer bunny guitar and a hamper. Also added this like little divider thing, which I thought was always cute. I feel like I always saw those in TV shows. I don't know why the one that's coming to mind is Lizzie McGuire. That you'd like get your friends are over and you'd go change into cute outfits you bought at the mall over there. I don't know behind that. So that's kind of what I thought of for that. And here we are in this room. I made like these bunk beds and I was looking forever for something to put at the end of the bed to kind of act as a connector at the end. And I ended up using this divider that I think came with sign out. I'm not entirely sure. And I think it worked pretty well, especially because it had like white and blue on it. And then I filled this room with toys, like spacious toys like that Don't Wake the Lava kids table, the giant dollhouse, the puppet area, and like some other toys and decorations and stuff. I wanted this room to be focused on all of the kids' toys you could have, because I imagine the family that lives here is pretty wealthy and like the kids are kind of spoiled and get whatever they want. But they weren't expecting twins, and so they had purchased this house and they didn't want to like buy another house. This was a beautiful home that they wanted to stay in. So they had to have the twins share a room, but they made sure to get bunk beds so that they could go all out on all the toys that they got to share. So that's kind of the thought process behind this room, and I thought it was kind of fun because I never do that. I always focus the bedrooms around the beds, even for kids, and so focusing it more on all of the toys and stuff I could fit in was really, really fun. And now we are in the bathroom upstairs because I kept it in, and it's just a pretty simple bathroom, another like really pretty tub. I thought that was important to put in this house, like I mentioned before. But anyway, we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure to click that like button if you liked this video. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a video. But before we get to the end of the video, I wanted to thank you guys for all the positive support I've gotten on the new intro that I made this week. I was really excited about it. I just felt like the channel needed to change. We all know how much I love the color gray, so I kind of wanted to go back to that, and I just animated something new, and you guys have received it really well, and I just really want to thank you for all the support on the intro and all of the support in general on the channel lately. I've really appreciated it. It really makes me so happy. I love you guys so much, and I know that sounds corny and cheesy and whatever, and every YouTuber says it, but I really, really do love you guys. And I really appreciate all the support. The Sims is like my favorite game ever, and it's my favorite community. And it is so much fun to just share my creations with you guys and chat with you all the time. And I don't know, I feel sappy. It's almost 4 a.m. I'm just spurting out my feelings right now. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Thank you again for everything. I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you liked this, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.